life underground. The situation inside was so tragic, to the extent that no mind can imagine it. The daily death rate was between 15 to 20 body. That is what Iyas, former detainees, recalled of what happened to him. It was a living nightmare. The Banya radius of incursions of or 215 as they called it. It was located in the capital of Syria, Damascus. It is one of the 20 branch of military security, distributed between Damascus and the other provinces. According to the Volunteer Discrimination Center (VDC), the branch 215 alone contains 7,500 detained at least, where the most horrific method of torture was practiced on all of them. There is a whole small society inside the prison, including men, women, and children. All the stories of detainees survivors are similar, despite the difference between race, age, and purposes. As the previous detainee Sabir says, when the riot happened by the branch 215, we were meeting at the Paradise Hotel for the training season, 3 men and 2 girls. They put the man in the crypt. We could not see him afterwards. And they left us in the staircase. The 6th floor contains one jail for women, and the rest of the jails were for people who has been in the branch for a long time. There was 2 detainees from Lebanon. They have been prisoners there for 25 years. There were people from Netherlands and England from long time ago. She talked about torture method against women and children, using sexual harassment, beating, and verbal abuse. There is no difference of suffering among women, children, and men inside the dating. Perhaps even it's the worst than what is told. Confirmed that the young miner Abdurrahman al-Dabbas born in 1996 Damascus. He said with an ironic smile, they do not distinguish of being subjected of torture between minors and adults. They mainly depend on hitting with a stick and hanging prisons from hand and foot. There was room called the metal room. It is 4x4, and inside it around 70 detainees, waiting for their death because they were in very bad health conditions. And among them was a small child around 4 years old. He was arrested with his mother, and he was placed with the men. As for the condition of detention, by itself is considered as one of the methods of physical and mental torture, because the small space allocated for each detainee, which is at the best no more than 1 meter square. They have to spend all of their day in this area, such as sleeping, eating, and sitting. Not to mention the serve food to them, because it is limited quantity, extremely bad quality, and are stored in poor conditions. Samil Ahmed, the headmaster of VDC, told us about this report and the result of this effort. The international organizations like Amnesty International, Euro Mediterranean, Human Rights Watch, all of them prepare reports for this purpose. In addition, Office of this High Commissioner for Human Rights, and all reports from this organization are including something about the crisis in Syria and the detainees. All of this has led to lifting international awareness about this tragedy, but unfortunately, this file has been forgotten. There is hundreds of thousands of Syrian citizens subjected to arbitrary detention, and they are under enforced disappearances. 1,000 of cases of death under torture. 1,000 of people in prison are waiting their turn in court. Additionally, the fear from detainees' family of those inside Syria. They prevent them from documenting the name of their children or sending announcement to the United Nations organization, for example. All of this condition together lead to a lack of attention sufficiently to the file of detainees. But, as one of the UN bodies, the Human Rights Council demanded to put this as a top priority issue of detainees by the Syrian regime, and to increase pressure on the UN Security Council to convert the entire Syria file to the International Crime Court.